Hey there, everybody. It's Stacia Kennedy. I'm going to wait a few seconds here while people get on, but I wanted to go over with you guys some meal planning tips and tricks and show you a little bit about how I go about it. And, it's definitely different for everyone. And I'm not an expert by no means on nutrition and things like that, but I wanted to share with you what's been working for me and let me know who's there. Are you guys meal prepping and planning for the week? Sundays is usually a great day for me. Sometimes it ends up being Monday, so it's kind of a meal prepping Monday. I like to do a little midweek meal planning or prepping. I plan it on Sundays, but sometimes during the week I may do another mini meal prep just because you want to make sure you stay fresh, right? Make sure your food stays fresh. So when I first started, I used to plan out the entire week and have them all in containers and everything. And my husband was like, "What are you doing? You're filling up the entire fridge with all of your food and not leaving any room for anyone else." So kind of overtook the entire fridge. So I'm going to share with you what I've been doing here. Let me know where you're at. What are you doing this morning? Comment below. Say hello so I know that you're there. I know this is we're just sharing it out here in a few places. I want to make sure that everyone gets the information that I'm about to share because you want to start meal prepping and planning like a boss. All right, so I'm gonna get into it. I've been using Beachbody's portion control containers. For those of you guys who know my story, my husband is 20 years older than me. Do it like this. If I can balance it. And he's in tip-top shape. He actually started getting in shape because of me. And he wanted to get abs and learn and figured out that there was such a thing called eating clean. And if you start eating clean and cut out processed foods, you can actually start seeing abs and start cutting abs. And I always wanted to have abs. For those of you guys who don't know me or you're new to my stream, my name is Stacia Kennedy. I used to be 180 pounds. I love food, all right? And I used to eat a lot of it. And I used to eat as much as a 6'3", 170 pound guy. I'm actually probably weighed more than my husband at the time that we met. And I'm a lot shorter. So that's really embarrassing. Not really fun. Especially when I'm 20 years younger and still huffing and puffing, going upstairs and things like that. My son at the time was 10, and no excuses by then. I was a single mom, and there's just no excuses. Your kid's like 10 years old, but now he's 15, going on 16, and I'm like, there's no excuse to being overweight. So there's a lots that you can learn. So my husband started eating clean. He started teaching me how to eat clean. And then I got involved with Beachbody and partnered up with them and learned their portion control system because basically he kept telling me, you're eating too much, but it's hard to eat, when you're with your significant other or your family and you want to eat, whatever they're eating, and especially when I was a single mom, I would eat whatever my kid wasn't finished eating, and you're taught that you got to finish your plate. You got to, make sure we're not wasting, So that was the mentality or the mindset that I grew up with. Don't waste your food. There's people in Africa who are starving. So I don't know about you guys. Have you guys, grew up with that mentality. You know, you gotta finish your food, and obviously you don't want to force feed your kid, and whatever's left over, you're going to finish it. That's what I used to do, was to finish whatever my son wasn't done eating, or we would share a lot of food when he was younger. But then obviously he started getting bigger and started eating more food and needed his own plate rather than sharing food with me. So in the end, it's all about portion controls. And I realized, you know, when I was younger, I could go without eating breakfast. I would go without eating breakfast, have a late lunch in high school. I was on the basketball team, and would I had to force myself to eat breakfast because I would not eat, and I would definitely feel like I was going to pass out by the time I had to go to practice, and I'd be like huffing and puffing and feel lightheaded because I didn't have enough calories in me. And I've always been skinny. I never really had a weight issue until after I had my son, and I was, um, you know, I just slowly just piled on. You know, it just, you know, life gets in the way. It wasn't a priority for me, and you know, a few happy hours after years of networking and going to different events, and again, you know, just living life and just doing the 9 to 5 over and over and over again. You know, it just starts adding up, and no one ever really like brought it to my attention. I had been around you know, great friends who support me on whatever I do, no matter what size I am. They still love me no matter what. So it wasn't like, hey, you should really you know, lose some weight, or, you know, I mean, a lot of my friends and my mentors definitely had that mindset of, you know, being physically fit, but again, it wasn't a priority. My portions were, you know, whatever was in front of me, I'd eat it. You know, if it looks good, I eat it. And I had a really, really awesome boss who took me out to lunch every single day, and I would eat whatever they ate. But as they started to become more health conscious and making, you know, a healthy lifestyle a priority, then we all started to lose weight together. So we started eating cleaner. We started, you know, having teriyaki without the sauce. So little by little, I started to eat cleaner and cleaner, but at the same time, my portions weren't they weren't in check. So you can eat clean and eat healthy. You can eat all the salads you want, and there's a really great video in Beachbody On Demand called Fixate, and they talk about the portion control system as well. And I want to actually do this. I want to actually go to Panera, or you know, a place that gives you a salad, and you can see how big a salad, the portions that they give you. It's not a one portion serving size. It's really like 5 times. And these containers may look small. They look kind of small. But after you use the system and figure out how to use it and put the food on the plate using these containers, measuring your food in those containers, you'll see the plate and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can actually eat all of this. And you'll actually, when you do follow this system, you'll feel full. Yeah, and when I follow this to the T, I actually see the numbers drop, and I'm actually really happy with the results. So I wanted to share with you how it works, and so what you need to do when you first get a system like this. So, and you can obviously don't need to have these containers. This is something that I am a big believer of, and if you can portion out just by visualizing your plate and having the right amounts of carbs and proteins and veggies, you can do this without it. And eventually, you know, after you do this a few times, you'll kind of know just by a visual eye, but this really, really helped me, and I wanted to share it with you. So what you do is you take your weight right now, and then you times it. I'm going to give you a number. So depending on, grab a piece of pen and paper. So depending on your lifestyle. So if you're a sedentary lifestyle, you want to take your current weight times 11. And so a sedentary lifestyle would be having a desk job. You watch a lot of TV, you never really take the stairs, you're not moving very much. So you times that by 11. So weight times 11 if you're in a sedentary lifestyle. All right. Number two, if you're a moderately active lifestyle, you have a desk job, you try to stay active, maybe you stay on your feet, maybe you're standing up on a, a stand-up desk, or you work out occasionally and maybe try to take the stairs or the instead of the elevator. So you times your weight times 12 if that's your situation. All right. Now, if you're highly active, you have a physical job and you're moving as much as you can all day long, you want to times it by 13. So your weight times 13. I'm probably about moderately. I'm more active than I used to be now that I don't have a 9 to 5 desk job and I'm playing with the baby a lot. But I'm going to go with the moderate to really active. So right now I'm 132. So I'm going to take 132 times 12. And that is 1,584. Now, I do fluctuate. Now, this morning I was 132, but my weight's been going up and down from 130, 135. But I'm going to do 132. So that measurement is giving me my caloric baseline. All right. And the caloric baseline is just basically for you to survive, for me to breathe and live, right? And then you want to add, if you're going to do some of the workouts, like a light workout, if you do workout, we're going to add in some calories for that. So take your caloric baseline plus 400 if you're going to do some moderately challenging workouts. And for example, I'm going to read off some workouts that Beachbody offers, such as yoga, maybe even if you're not doing these Beachbody workouts, but maybe some easy jogging, 21-day fix, which I highly recommend for new people who are working out, P90, PiO, T25, Slim and Six. My friend did Slim and Six, Turbo Jam, Hip Hop Abs, Brazilian lift, butt lift, 10-minute trainer. That one's a good one too. It's only 10 minutes. Okay, so you add, if you're going to do workouts like that, you're going to take your caloric baseline number plus 400. I do a more extremely challenging workouts. So if you're a long distance runner or a mixed martial arts, the Core to Force program, I like doing that. Or if you just do regular mixed martial arts, Insanity Max 30, 21-day fix extreme. That's the one I just finished doing. Body Beast, my husband did Body Beast, Insanity, Shalene Extreme, Turbo Fire. If you do those some extreme workouts, then you're going to add 700 to your caloric baseline, and that's going to give you your maintenance calories to stay where you're at. Now, when you, so for that calculation, my numbers came out to 2,484 calories to maintain where I'm at right now. Plus, I want to add, 2,784 plus 500. I'm adding 500 extra calories for myself because I'm breastfeeding. So for you guys who are moms who are breastfeeding, you want to add in an extra 500. So, because you get extra hungry when you're breastfeeding and you have a little human depleting your calories. So my number is 2,784 to maintain where I'm at. But I want to lose a little bit more. You guys might think I'm crazy. I want to lose a little more. I do want to get to a certain body fat percentage and lose like 5 more pounds. And so I'm going to minus 750 from my maintenance calories, and that's going to put me in the 2,034 calorie range. But this is kind of complicated for you guys. There's that actual math percentage in the book that you get for the portion fix containers. So basically I'm doing this numbering system so that I'm not going to count my calories, but what it does, it gives you in the book a category of how many vegetables, fruits, proteins, carbohydrates, healthy fats, seasoned dressings, and oils and nut butters. It gives you a number of how many containers you can have throughout the day. So in my portion plan, I am going to have 5 veggies, 5 proteins, which is the red, 4 yellows, which is carbs, and 3 fruits, and 1 healthy fat, and 1 seasoned dressings. So what I do is basically write down, I can have 5 I start with the proteins. So if I can have 5 proteins, and I'm going to mix it up throughout the day, and I actually will do 6 meals a day. So, it'll be early morning, breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, and then snack again, and then another, meal. So breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then another snack. So that's 6. So what I'll do is I'll separate on a chart of my proteins. I'm going to probably have a protein every single meal except my last snack for the day. And then I'm going to add my veggies. I want to have my some veggies probably for lunch and for dinner. And maybe one of my snacks will be a veggie too. So I'll basically check off what I want, how I want to separate the mixture of these, different things. So obviously I want to have some carbs sometimes I'll have carbs for one of my mid-morning snacks, and that's usually like oatmeal. And then I'll add in carbs for lunch and dinner. And I can have 4 carbohydrates. And so in this book here, it's so awesome. It'll tell you what is in each category. So it'll tell you and so basically I just keep it simple. I just go through here. Here is the veggies, right? So in the green category, it tells you can have kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus. Asparagus is my favorite. Obviously, you can't fit an asparagus inside of this green container. So it says asparagus is 10 large spears will equal to one of the green containers. I can have 5 green containers throughout the entire day. So I can mix that up wherever I want, where I want it to be, where I want it to land, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or whatever. String beans, peppers, carrots, cauliflower, name your freaking favorite vegetable. It's probably on this list. Also has one for fruits, so it tells you what fruits are good to be on this list. Then it also tells you what proteins are good. Proteins here are boneless, skinless chicken or turkey breast, lean ground chicken or turkey, fresh fish, cold water fish, wild caught. You want to actually do something. If you do fish, find the wild caught. Not the farmed fish. You want to look for wild caught. I do cod, salmon sometimes. Try to make sure that you get the leaner the better. If you're going to do ground turkey or beef, I do eggs. 2 boiled eggs is a lot of times I use that for a snack. Egg whites, if you're still hungry by the end of the day, sometimes you can also do egg whites. I usually try to do, if you're doing an evening snack, I did have gestational diabetes when I had my baby, so they would always suggest to do a protein for a late night snack. And they really were a big proponent on the late night snack thing because my numbers were really high in the morning. Cottage cheese. Let's see, Greek yogurt was my favorite as well too, as a mid-morning snack, usually for protein. So this again, red container is for the protein. Also, my Shakeology counts for a red. It looks small, but really when you put it in there, you fill it to the top and you put it on your bowl, it's really big, especially this little yellow container of carbs. I do oatmeal about this much, and you put it in the bowl, it looks so small, but it actually really helps fill me up. So I keep it simple. If you do have, if you want to get a little fancier for your dinners, then I'll basically, take a dinner or a meal. There's lots of really great recipes in the Portion Fix container system, and it'll tell you what containers are, equal to what. So if you do a meal, and they actually have on Beachbody On Demand have a whole bunch, like a whole cooking show, and so they'll teach you how to do like a meal, and they'll tell you it equals, for example, they'll just make something up that it equals 1 red, 1 carb, and 1 blue for a healthy fat or something like that. So basically what you'll do is you'll take into account those numbers, and there's a little tracker that you can get, and you write down those numbers for lunch or dinner or whatever you're going to have it for. So here's the tracker. There's also an app too. If you need help finding the app, there's a 21-day fix app that you can just log in the numbers. And anyways, what I'll do is start with that. So if you want to have specific dinners throughout the night, you can count those numbers for those days, and then whatever numbers are left, you can spread them out throughout the day, throughout your other meals, breakfast, lunch, and your other snacks for the day. So I hope that makes sense, guys. That's how you use the Portion Fix containers. And if you have any questions or need help with this is really helping me so much, and it really will help you eyeball things a lot better, because it's really all about those portions. I'm eating a lot more than I ever did, and it does take a little more conscious effort, but if you want results, this is what you got to do. You got to make it your business. Make fitness your business. All right. If you are successful in what you do, in anything that you do, you got to write it down. You got to know exactly what you're doing, and if you don't write it down, what you're eating, and you won't figure out what to tweak and what to make better to get the right results. To get not the right results, but get the results that you want. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Comment below. Share this with a friend. If you have a friend that needs some help with meal planning and prepping like a boss, share this with a friend. Talk to you soon. Have a great Sunday.